Good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm hoping I am reaching you loud and clear this Wednesday evening. Sarah from Funky Fossil here. In case you just happened to have tripped up on my YouTube feed, very welcome, very warm welcome to you, and I hope you stay with us. I can already see lots of my lovely friends already gathered in the chat, so I was feeling quite left out. I thought I better I better go live so I can join in. Hopefully Mr. G is checking on the audio and the visuals just so that he can confirm he can see me. I'll be waiting forever to get any confirmation from him. So let me say some hellos and good evenings. And is it Wednesday already? That's the main thing that kind of struck me this morning as I was thinking about putting this live together. Is it really a week already since we had our birthday live last Wednesday? I can't believe it. It's just flown by. You've been keeping me super busy, yeah, I really did have to double check that it was actually Wednesday. Mr. G has said we're all good to go, so that's good. Hello, Dawn and Julie and Vanessa and Steph and Therese and Kathy and Nicola. I saw from East Yorkshire, from Chris, Fiona, Cheryl, Donna. Yeah, the balloons did not last very long at all. They deflated remarkably quickly. And I'll just leave that there. They really did not they did not weather well. So I didn't really want to come on with some droopy balloons. I've had time to go and get some new ones. Amanda from Highlight was saying to me, have you got balloons for Friday? Because obviously I'm doing my live shopping shows there on Friday. And I'm like, oh, I haven't got any balloons now. Given the catalogue of disasters we had with these balloons, is that the first ones exploded, and then these ones that we got in just in the nick of time for the live then didn't last more than 24 hours. Spending all my profits on helium balloons, to be honest. Have I got the heat? Yeah, or do you think that's why the balloons have deflated? No, it could be. Well, anyway, they really were very short-lived. Hello, Dawn's partner Steve. I hope you're going to stay and watch now. We've got our lovely Dawn Lifton, and her husband Paul are regular viewers. In fact, I'm not sure if I've seen Dawn's name in the feed tonight. I'm sure she will be tuning in because she is one of our guest designers for tonight's new collection. So I'm hoping she's going to join us and see some of her fab creations. Hello, Lynn, lovely. Well, I can already see a feed full of droopy balloons, so I'm going to just leave you all to reflect on that. Hi, Roxy Lee, lovely. So yeah, I've got a fab new collection to share with you tonight, and really, as I said to you at the beginning of January, we're going to cram the month full of inspiration and wonderful new products, and this is our second new release of the year. I don't know if you've seen Simon's little video clip with his two wonderful boys that he posted on the group today. But obviously that was a bit of a clue that he is the illustrator, the designer behind tonight's collection, Ninja Squad. And for those of you that haven't seen Simon's work before, he designed the dinosaur collection for us, Dynamite, which we released last autumn, September, October time. So this is only his second ever collection, full stop, and his second set of stamps. So I know he's been super excited to get these shared. And of course, Simon's wife Hannah works at Highlight, so it has to get launched on my birthday shows on live shopping this Friday, because it feels like that's where these stamps belong. So I think you're going to love the collection. It's bright, it's bold, in a different way to Zinsky. Zinsky's got that whole kind of quirky, wacky vibe going on. This is really one of those collections that I can see you using for so many different occasions and recipients, young and old, birthdays, cards, etc. And of course, we have to be putting them in our disc journals because they're our latest obsession. So I've got some disc journal pages to share with you as well. Oh, she is here. Hiya, Dawn. Oh, Donna not feeling well. Hi, Isabel. Selena, I thought I'd seen your name and not said hello to you. The comments keep flying past, so I lose the names as they scroll up. But so I'm super excited about tonight's collection. It's not a massive collection. I'm conscious that lots of you have already invested this month already in our new products, so I don't want to overwhelm you with big collections. This is a really nice contained one that I think you'll see how all the elements work together, and also it's a nod back to our comic book Chaos collection that we released last spring with that little science guy. So if you bought stencils or papers or elements when that collection released, then you'll absolutely be able to use it with this one as well. So as we always like to do, there's always that opportunity to refresh or revisit some of those older products and get them back out and add them to the mix.
1906.
It's my phone. It's my watch again. It's very, very chatty. And then just to give you a bit of a kind of heads up in terms of how the rest of the month looks, I've got a live shopping show next Friday. So not this Friday, but next Friday. But that's with the wonderful Zinsky collection. So it won't be new to lots of you, but it will be potentially new to people watching live shopping. And then at the very end of the month, we've got a fabulous new collection as well. So just wanted to help you pace yourself or think about what else might be coming along this month. So we've got, after tonight's reveal, the next new collection will be the end of January. Oh, what else did I need to say? There's two things I needed to say before we turn the camera around and have a look at the products. Hello, Kerry, lovely. Hello, Ali. Linda, lovely to see you. Oh, did it come today, Linda? Good. Oh, good. I hope you have a play. Hi, Sue. Good to see you too. Oh, you're all in tonight. That's fantastic. So the two things that I wanted to say before they jump back out my head. One is the free stamp, the A6 affirmation stamp. I'm literally down to the last 3. So that's gone really quickly. I had a lot of stock of that, but obviously because the products so far this month have been really popular, I've been shipping lots of orders. Now I have put in an urgent restock, so I should get some more of that next week. So all I would say to you is if you buy or if you want to make a purchase between now and kind of next Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's over £20 and it's your first purchase of the month, so you'd be qualifying for the free stamp. If you want that free stamp, if you could put in the comments, and I'll put this in my newsletter, but if you could put in the comments, wait, then I will hold your order so I can make sure the free stamp goes out with it, because I don't want anyone to miss out. I really genuinely, it wasn't one of those, well, I've got 10 and the first 10 orders get it. I really do want everybody who would like to get that stamp to receive it. So as I say, if you've been waiting thinking, well, I'll be putting an order in later in the month and get the stamp then, you absolutely can. But if you could just put wait in your comments, so I know that you want me to hold off shipping your order until that stamp's available to pop in, that will be super helpful. I'll put that all in my newsletter as well. And I know lots of you that are on tonight have already received yours. So it may not apply to many of you, but if it is something you kind of got your eye on, but you want to wait for the right moment to place an order, please do let me know. Otherwise, I might assume that you're happy for me to ship the order without the free stamp. My aim is that everybody who wants it gets it. So that was one. The second thing is giveaways. So let's have 2 giveaways tonight. So 2 giveaways of £15 credit to spend in store. I've seen that my lovely friend Ali is in the chat. So hopefully she will do the honours as always and message me 2 names by the end of this live. Just comment, just take part so we know you're on. If you can like and share, it always is immensely appreciated. But as long as you're in the chat and we know that you're a viewer either on Facebook or on YouTube, then Ali will give me the names of 2 winners for the £15 credit tonight. Is that everything? You've had yours, Dawn. I know you have, yes. And I know Donna has, because she, bless her, she's messaged me to say not to send her another one. So that's also really helpful, because of the volume of orders I'm processing. If you have had one already, if you can put that in the comments, that really helps me to avoid duplicating it. But mainly I'm more concerned that somebody doesn't miss out and feel disappointed if they think they're going to get the stamp in their order and it doesn't appear. So that's just something I wanted to mention today. So ninja rolls. Right. Oh, so you're all sat cozy watching. The disc journals have been really, really popular, and I'm so grateful and I'm so relieved, because obviously it's something a bit different. And I was hoping I could explain the concept well enough on the live. You've all absolutely jumped on it. You get it, and I'm really, really glad that it's proved so popular, because it was a bit of a kind of a gamble, I suppose, as any new product is. So thank you all for being really, really kind of on board with it. Oh, Mr. Humphreys is in the house. Hello, my lovely. How are you? Oh, Lynn's in. Bless you, Lynn. You're watching tonight. You missed last week, didn't you? I do take a register, you know. Right, shall we turn the camera around? And hello, Helen, lovely. Hi, Melanie. I'll get distracted. I'll just be chatting to you all. Let's turn this camera around and let's see the fabulous newness that our wonderful Simon has put together for us. Yes, Roxy, I will. In fact, my restock of Pink Frog card has arrived today. So if I get the chance tomorrow, I'll be putting it on the shop and obviously putting it in the newsletter. And I've got a big restock, so we should have plenty of that, because I appreciate the 2 journal sizes with the A5 and the 6x6. And Pink Frog are cutting the 6x6 to size for me, to make it super easy for you to have ready-made pages to put into your journal. So that is coming. Right, let's turn this around. Mainly because I'm probably going to cough. I don't know. I've got one of those throats where it's kind of okay, but as soon as I actually need to talk for any length of time, then I feel like I'm going to cough. So apologies in advance. Right, look at this in front of me. So a very different desk to last week. Oh, hi, Belinda, lovely. You're on your holly bobs. I'm not looking at any more of your photos. I feel very, very jealous of your cruising and sunny trip to the USA. I didn't get my invite again. I'm not bitter. So bright, bold, fun, cheeky. This is gonna really I think it's guaranteed to make you smile, this collection. Let's start with the ninjas, because this is the first thing. And I said to Simon, oh gosh, I can't remember now, months ago, I said, Simon, I really would love a set of ninjas, and he absolutely, his face lit up. It's something he really was excited to do, and he's absolutely nailed it, because I wanted ninjas, obviously, that aren't menacing. These are fun, cuddly, cute ninjas, very much like his 2 boys showing off their ninja moves in the video today. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 of them on here, obviously carrying their swords, leaping into action, doing their high kicks. We deliberately have made them fairly non-specific gender-wise, so they've put a few eyelashes on some of them, so they could be girl or boy ninjas depending on your recipient and your event, but they are really, really cool. We've also managed to squeeze some super sentiments on here. Trust me, I'm a ninja. Have an action-packed birthday ninja. I'm hoping that you can see it without the glare. Ninja mode on, and ninja training in progress, and then this large one that says you rock, and we've put a crack in that rock so that it could look like one of the ninjas is punching it or kicking it and breaking through the rock, as these ninja folk do, I believe. Yes, that's a really good shout, Lynn. Yeah, like I can't remember what the name of the character was in the Clouseau. Is it Clouseau films, the Pink Panther films? And he was always he's always been attacked by his kind of karate ninja person, wasn't he? That's it, Kato. Kato, not now Kato. Well done, Paul. Yeah, absolutely. So something slightly non-threatening about these characters, but I love the fact they're all in action mode. So they're great for building scenes. They're great for putting onto things or having that real sense of movement on your card. Because they're Simon stamps, I know this worked really well with the dinosaurs. We also have the dies that will cut them out perfectly. You know, I've said this before, but if I've got a comic book style of artwork, I quite like to have the dies to go with them because it just means you're going to get a really nice crisp outline on those images. And of course, as well, the good thing about ninjas is there's not a lot of colouring in you need to do because they're obviously all dressed in, well, could be any colour. Brian's done some fabulous pink ninjas, but the majority of the image is solid, which just makes me very happy. Look, I've got a whole tray of ninjas here, which I've just kind of stamped and heat embossed, and then cut out with my dies, just ready to go. So it's a really quick job to have lots of fab embellishments. So, by the way, I should say. These will launch. These will launch on Friday on the live shopping, and we've set it. The team have set up a live shopping website, and I have a brand shop in that live shopping website, liveshopping.vip. And so all my products will be in the brand shop from first thing in the morning. So you won't be chasing the being in the live to be able to make the purchase. They'll all be available in the brand shop, I think from early, I think maybe from 8 o'clock on Friday, so you can buy at your leisure. And because it's my birthday and because I really want to celebrate with you all, not only will there be a deal on this bundle, but there'll also be 10% off everything in the brand shop. And throughout the weekend, I'm doing free shipping on all orders over £20. So live shopping will be the first place you can get these. They will be in my shop from Saturday, but as I say, you're going to get 10% off this bundle and free shipping over £20 if you want to buy it from liveshopping.vip over the weekend. I hope that made sense. And as part of the bundle, I'm going to be giving this away as my free gift for you because, again, it's a birthday. You've got to have free gifts. So a bit like, if you remember our comic book words, the A5 stamp set, and it had the outline of the word, and then it had the half-tone elements that kind of give you that comic book effect. I would say I'll find one for you, but I've got the whole. Here we go. I've got a whole heap of samples next to me. So it also has a die with it as well. So that's what it looks like when you kind of colour it and stamp over. So you're going to get that comic book style on the word, and that's a free gift with this bundle. So because we didn't have in the comic book words A5 stamp set, which is either out of stock or literally has about one unit hanging on, we didn't have a happy birthday, so I thought it'd be good to add it here. Then we've got two fabulous stencils in this collection. One is, and I don't know, some of you will see this on the live, on previous lives, it's this stencil. I have now got this cut for me by Photocentric because I used to cut this myself. And you'll have heard me say that I hoped it would never become popular because I think these took about half an hour each on the machine because there's so much detail in them. So the fact that Photocentric are now cutting them for me makes me very happy. It means I finally put it into a collection. So half tone, fabulous, always great for just elements and added texture and dimension on your projects, but of course give you that comic book look. Hello, Sharon Lovely. And then I've got a 3-layer stencil. Let me find a sample here that will demonstrate that for you. Who's this by? This is by Ali, I think it is, yes. So let me flip the ninjas off. Look, she's got them on magnet. They're brilliant. We'll look at this sample in a second. But this is a 3-layer stencil, so it means that you can have each of the rays, two different colours on your rays to get that proper comic book style kind of pop. And it also has an aperture that goes in the middle, so you can colour that a different colour from what you've got on the outside, or just use it by itself. So this is a really, really cool stencil. I'm liking this very much. And then, yes, our wonderful Ali has managed to attach all of her ninjas. I don't think they're magnets. Maybe they're just weights on acetate. So they're kind of, they're moving about the cards. I've got some fab cards to share with you. So that's the stencil, 2 stencils, a 3-layer one and a single one. And then, of course, we've got our papers. We had with the Comic Book Chaos last spring, we had an 8x8 paper pad, which had that kind of comic book theme. So some of you may already have that, and of course it will work brilliantly. No, it doesn't work with the previous embossing folder, Roxy. It's a different size to that. I presume you mean the central burst piece. It's a good question, but no, it doesn't work with that comic book pop embossing folder. So there was an 8x8, so I thought, well, let's do a 6x6. There are different papers in here, so again, you can absolutely get the 6x6 and not necessarily duplicate what you've got, but they're very similar in style, so I always like to point that out. In terms of if you've made an investment before. It's just foam pads. Cool. It just feels like they're weighted somehow. Anyway, so yeah, again, you know the deal with that kind of comic book style. Strong primary colours, lots of half tones. This almost looks to me like a bit of Lego. I love this one. The burst here. Great. These are really, really user-friendly cards. I love this one. Dawn's made a fabulous sample with this one, which I'll show you in a second. But I just love the fact it kind of plays with your eyes a little bit. Again, all going to be perfect for building your scenes. I mean, you can imagine your ninjas just really kind of jumping up and down against that kind of background, and you've got a card made. So this collection, I think, is a very, very user-friendly. I'm laughing at Amanda's comment. I've been stuffing my fat face. Well, good for you, Amanda. I plan to do that after my live. So we've got a black and white cityscape, and we've got a colourful cityscape. They work really well together. This is a fantastic page because you've got things like meanwhile, elsewhere, when, suddenly. So again, these cut out to make kind of fabulous little additional sentiments if you want to, or leave it as a background. This is the same kind of design as we've obviously got on the cover. Very similar look to the stencil. So again, you know, that happy birthday sentiment and one of the ninjas on there, and you've got a card front made. You're making me feel hungry now eating. So yeah, it's some really user-friendly, what I'd call, and not, I don't mean this in a negative sense, generic papers, like your yellow dots, like your grey. I love this one. Again, a card front where you could have your 2 characters in the kind of the spotlight areas, the sentiment in the middle, and it's going to immediately kind of bring that comic book vibe to your makes. And I think that's it. That's the whole pad. So 3 each of the 12 designs as per. So again, a fabulous size. In my head, and I could be completely wrong on this because I'm already thinking actually memory books and things with the kids and grandkids, photos of them with the ninja characters would be great in your journals. But equally, I kind of had in my head as well this is a great size for card making. The scaling of it with the little characters, I think, works well. And then the last new thing that we're going to be taking to live shopping on Friday, and I can't even open the bag it comes in. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Is our Sentimental sticker stack. So this is 8 sheets of cardstock stickers, and the thing that's really cool about this is it's got obviously both white and black cardstock. So you get 4 different sheets, 2 of each, one in white, one in black. So you've got obviously the reverse. But you know what I'm like. I had to have really kind of sarky comments as well as really nice comments. So we've got pages which are, lovely, happy ever after, superstar, happy birthday, get well soon, or the kind of the core range of sentiments you're going to use on pretty much all of your cards and your messaging. And I've got on all occasions, and I've also got a page in white and in black dedicated to Christmas as well, because I don't want you to get halfway through the year and then feel like, I've now got to buy another one for Christmas. So Christmas is covered. In terms of, there's no fussy cutting, they just peel off Carol Ann. So they're already pre kind of kiss cut already on the cardstock, so you just pick them up and go. So you've got things like celebrate the season, winter wishes, snowflake kisses, have a holly jolly Christmas, multiples of things like Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas, the ones that I think you're going to use the most. But then we've got the sentiments that are probably the ones I would be using the most, which are the sarky ones. So you've got things like when you stop believing in Santa, you get socks. This year, I'm giving my opinion rather than presents, because that's very, very apt for me. You're the reason that Santa has a naughty list. Dear Santa, I was framed. Here's one. This is my favourite one, actually. Here's to a Christmas less disappointing than this card. So just imagine how little effort you could put into a card and put that sentiment on. And then here are the sarky all occasion ones. Things like, this card contains no money, no poem, no effort. Congrats on being old. This is a good one for spouses, I think. You keep telling me to spend less money, so I haven't got you anything for your birthday. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. Everyone gets to be young once your turn is over. So you've got basically, depending on what mood you're in and the recipient, you've got basically Christmas on all occasions, nice sentiments, and Christmas on all occasions, sarky sentiments. So hopefully, because we've all got recipients who will absolutely get the sarky ones, but I appreciate not everybody will. So hopefully I've covered everything for you in this one. So say cardstock, so they're a lovely weight to them, and there are 8 sheets, black and white, and say the sheets are repeated in each colour. So that's my kind of I am thinking, and you have to give me feedback in the comments now or later, I am thinking about putting together a journaling stack with more philosophical kind of mindful sentiments that we could use on journal pages, but also some really kind of sarky ones that would work as well. So I'm thinking journaling, but this one is sentimental, as in it's primarily card maker focused in terms of the occasions it covers. So I hope you like them. And so I thought it'd be good to have this in the show, because even for those of you that aren't necessarily can't imagine where or how you'd make use of the ninjas, everybody who makes cards, that is, Well, I'm sure you would love a Saki comment, Dawn. Will I think see some purpose or use in those, so I wanted to have them as part of the overall collection we take. So let's see some super samples. So Ali's already hogged the limelight with this one. I'm just going to skip right on past it. Yeah, I hadn't thought going that far with the stickers, Ali, but I can see the value in it. I would certainly use them. So let me just take you through the little 6x6 journal that I've started to put pages together for using this collection, but also I've added in the pages that other members of the design team have sent to me. And as we know, these are all effectively, because a 6x6 it could be basically a card front that you're going to decide you're going to use in a journal. I'm just thinking for kids and for giving them something that they can either add to themselves or they can create a storybook with these. And this is where I started going. I started going down a storytelling route. So I've got So It Begins from the paper pad, and I've laid up my cityscapes. There's the half tone using the Raven down a paste, so you can see it even works nicely with a paste through it. And then what I thought I'd use, and Dawn's given me a fab sample with this as well, but this is on the show on Friday and is also on offer. So it will be on offer on Friday. So definitely worth holding on and wait to buy it when we go with the live shows. Is the Cavernous. Do you remember we bought these out with the dinosaur collection? And this is a die and embossing folder. So you create your apertures, and you've also got that added texture around that kind of die cut area. So I started to think, let's do some pages here that kind of work one on top of each other. So I've used Cavernous here, and we've got our ninja jumping into the scene. But you can see the page below through the aperture. So then, of course, what I've done is use the starry spiral die in the middle of the page with our little ninja kicking up into that. And so you can see the page below that, and then you've got the page here where you've got your ninja mode on. So it's quite nice to play with the different apertures and take your pages through. The show's on Friday, Roxy, excuse me, 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. So we've moved the second show a bit later, just so that it means that if you kind of can't catch the earlier show, this probably hits nicely at lunchtime. You're more than welcome, all of you, to send me your snarky comments that you would like to see in a book. I won't necessarily be able to fit all of them in, but I love a good snarky comment. So if you come across some that are your favourites, do message me them, because I will compile another volume of these if you like them. So here's a scene that Ali's created for us. She's created a lovely kind of mica, kind of shimmery sky there above the skyline, and got the U-Rock there from the Sentiment. So I think this could be one of my favourite of the ninjas, because wherever it's leaping from, I just think it always kind of jumps out at you. And this is, I think it's Ali. I'm sure it is Ali. So Ali here has used the birthday sentiments. So this could be a card, but equally, if you were making a kind of a little memory book or something where maybe there are little gifts and things in the journal that you gift, then you could have your birthday sentiment there. And it's a two-sided page. It's got have an action-packed birthday there with our ninjas doing their thing. I think this is a Brian. It is Brian. So Brian here has used that fabulous stencil. Yeah, that's one of my faves, Donna. Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, that is the problem, Hannah. I have to make a judgment call about whether it would actually Be something I could sell. And this one's from Brian as well. Again, here you see that character kind of just leaping out. So I think Brian has cut. I think he's drawn round and then cut the burst out of the middle of that layered stencil to use it as a layer on the page here. And you rock, have an action-packed birthday. Again from Brian. It is, yes. So you can see this is it's a great way to keep to either tell a story. So I'm going to carry on with my story and kind of create a little journal. I'm going to put obviously a cover on it. But equally, this would be a great way of storing your cards. So if you're making cards and want to keep them ready for when you use them, then you can obviously put them into the wallets and keep the cards ready for the next occasion. So let's see what else I've got here. Excuse me. I'm hoping I've got them all mixed up, but you know I normally have a kind of a roll from individual design team members. So this is a Brian one, and I love the fact that this ninja is obviously spinning through the air in some kind of matrix style slow motion effect. So bright, they're really strong, but there's not, no disrespect to the DT here, there's no massive amount of technique on these because you're just layering up the papers to make your scene, minimal colouring on the ninjas, and the job's done. So I think the DT have had it really easy this time. I'm saying that because Brian's on and I know he'll have a go. Fabulous pink ninjas from our Brian, and I think he's stuck on the stars from the starry spiral to embellish this, and obviously you've got the reverse of the birthday sentiment. So how cool is that with them creating a kind of a tower? So again, we look at silhouettes and we typically think black, and of course ninjas, we typically think he's fighting Torglin. I know, I feel like I might be in trouble with the DT. I always am. But yeah, don't think necessarily just about black. They look fab in lots of different colours. And then here's a fabulous one from our clever Brian. So he has made a penny slider. I can't get it. I'm trying to keep it in camera, Brian. But look how cool that is. Perfectly finished as well. And I have to say, I mean, even this layer is lined up perfectly with the base layer. Really, really cool. Whenever I do something like this, I can never get it to move smoothly or it falls out. But how cool is that? I love it. Hours of fun with that one, Brian. Is this a Brian one? Or is it Dawn? Because it's not got a name on the back and Brian normally writes on his. Is this one yours, Dawn? I love it. Is it yours? Tell me. Paul, behave yourself. And I love this. Again, you've got the movement with the characters. You've got the words kind of across the middle there. So there's just lots. And I love this doodle line around, as well around the paper. It just frames it brilliantly. I think that might be Dawn. Tell me, Dawn. This one's an alley one. How crisp do these look? Really fresh and fun and kind of playful. So I love this. Again, just 3 of the panels from the paper, just providing that colour behind the ninjas. It wasn't yours, Dawn. Is it yours, Ali? Is it yours, Brian? You haven't written your name on. Well, this one is yours, Dawn. I know it is because it's fab. And Dawn's done exactly what I had in my mind when I saw this paper, and that she's used the layout, the comic book layout, to put the characters in. So, you know, you've got them in each of the panels, but then she's used the words from that background page to kind of almost tell the little story. So it begins elsewhere when suddenly, meanwhile, the end. So it's a whole story on a card front. Isn't that cool? I really love it. And then here's another one from Dawn, which I absolutely love, because it's a bit like that what I was doing in my journals the other week, which is that kind of panels of paper to create almost your own collage. So break up the papers and use them in a different configuration with the characters, obviously, or kind of pulling it together. And then here's one that I made when I was just testing out the stencils. So again, looking at those different colorways will totally change the look of the stencil, but also potentially the recipient and the occasion. So we've got happy birthday, and then I've got one of the sentiment stickers, have the best day, underneath it there. So just those pops of black pulling it together. Oh, that's kind of you, Dawn. Well said. And then Dawn, I think this is a Dawn. Dawn, is it you? Tell me, Dawn. I love this one too, because in the stencil, perfectly applied stencil. It's beautifully done. I love the fact that you've drawn that black line around that central burst, so giving it additional definition. That really works well. I'd not thought of doing that. And then the half tone in there as well. So you can just see how strong the colours. You can go as strong as you want with these colours, because comic books are primary colours, aren't they? Typically. And your ninjas are always going to give you that monochromatic contrast. Dawn again has used, and this is what I mean about getting out the old comic book chaos products. This is our Wow 2-layer stencil. So it does a perfect job here in terms of providing that focal point for the characters to work around. So obviously that's available now. That's still on the shop, but I love that. We're obviously thinking the same colour scheme there. What are we doing with our pink and yellow? So aren't they? They're a great pair of cards, those. Well done us. And then Dawn has done a great job, and this is, I think this is the embossing folder Roxy was talking about, which was the comic book kind of explosion embossing folder, which unfortunately we have sold out of, but of course it works brilliantly here because it didn't come with a die aperture, that embossing folder, but Dawn's cut it away to reveal that cityscape behind. So if you've got that embossing folder the last time when it was out originally, then this is a great collection to use it with. They're shiny because they're heat embossed, Hannah, so they're all not all of them, but the majority of them, I think we've all been thinking along the same lines. This is another example. We've just basically stamped in black and then clear heat embossed across over the top. Just gives them a great finish. You don't need to do that, but that's why they look shiny. So here you go, the kind of the different colour way. Here we go, to the pink and yellow one. Again, totally different look. But that's I must get that stencil out. It looks brilliant. I do. I forget the products that we've released in the past. So this is the one I was talking about that Dawn had done, which I really loved. So there's that black and white page in the 6x6 paper pad, and she's paper woven it. What a cool effect that gives. I wouldn't have thought of doing that, but it looks really cool. I don't know why it works so well, particularly with that design, but I think it's a really cool way of using it. And then of course there's no color on this one, it's all black and white. You could of course color your main sentiment here and have that as the central pop of color, but I think it works beautifully in that black and white. Really cool. I love this one. I think this is Dawn as well. Honestly, our Dawn, when she gets going, I love this one. This is just brilliant. So I don't know where the sentiment's from, Dawn, but you've got dancing like no one can see us, literally, which I thought fantastic. She's coloured our disco ball stencil in lots of bright colours, and then the ninjas are throwing some moves. Is that not so cool? I thought you'd like that one, Ali. It's very much your kind of colour way of doing it, but yeah, that's brilliant. So I don't know where that sentiment is from, but I love that different spin on the ninjas and the fact that they're having a bit of a boogie. Okay, Chris, thank you for joining. So I'm glad you liked the collection, lovely. Oh, did you make the sentiment up? So did you just print it? Oh, such a cool idea. It is a good, I do like that. I do like that stencil. I was looking at it, really, I should do it as a 2-layer, shouldn't I? So that you can separate the disco ball from the raised behind. I'll have a think on that. Then Dawn has used here the wonderful cavernous embossing folder and die combo here, which is exactly what I was saying earlier. It just gives you that effect really of the ninjas either bursting through the card or creating the kind of the gap, and a bit of the graffiti script stencil in the background there, if I'm not too mistaken. Hiya, Kate, lovely. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. You finished eating yet, Amanda? Don't be talking with your mouth full. And then here's one from our wonderful Sarah. I love it. Sarah's done some other great samples, but they're probably because they're being said, they're kind of 3D. I will take photos of those, or I'll show them easier front to camera in the live shopping. But this is just immense. So she has effectively stamped and miniaturized, shrink plasticked the little characters, and they made a shaker. That is it. She has more patience than I do. And then she's literally just used the half tone element of the birthday sentiment to create that. You can still tell what the sentiment is, and I think that looks really cool. Oh, lasagna. So there you go. Isn't that cool? Honestly, I might bust that open and get all those fabulous little minifigures out. Because I have very limited success with shrink plastic, so I might need to steal yours. So that is, I mean, so I've got more samples on hand, but obviously tune in on Friday to see the whole range. But whether you're going to put it in your discs, whether you're going to put it on a card front, I think this is going to make you smile. As Carol says, it's cheered her up. She's obviously feeling a bit lousy. Bless you, Carol. I hope you feel better. There's a lot of us. I think been struggling with coughs and colds. I suppose it's always a bad time of the year for that. What was I read a comment there. Yeah. Sarah always kind of looks at a collection and thinks, how can she turn it on its head? I mean, but what I like about it is from Ali's bouncy ninjas on the acetate to Brian's penny slider to Sarah's shaker card. You know, you've got, it really invites you to be playful. I think that's show the products again. Okay, Karen. You mean very quickly? Just have a quick flick through them. So this is the collection. This is the bundle that will be on. And obviously you'll be able to buy them individually as always. But the bundle that will be releasing on Friday is our wonderful A5 stamps with the matching dies. Always a winning combo. Our wonderful 6x6 paper pad with just a whole plethora of comic book inspired designs. So even if you've got, say if you've still got your science guy and you want to scale him down onto a 6x6, perfect. Your wonderful kind of comic book comic book stencils, which I think we did bring out quite a few last year as part of the comic book chaos, but these are different again, and I think will play perfectly with those. Just like Dawn's showcased that beautiful wow stencil, you can put that into the mix with these. Fabulous A7 stamp and matching die, and that was it, wasn't it? And then of course you're all going to be sent. I hope you won't kind of start getting all these snarky comments and think you're all having a pop. But yeah, our wonderful sticker book as well, which I'm hoping is one of those things that I've got lots of stock of this, because I just think it's going to be a perennial. It's going to be the whole year. We'll be able to pull this out every time. Every time we have a collection, there'll be some sentiments that will work really well with it. And I can't share all of this snarkiness Well, here's that one about some. I've got well done. You're not as stupid as you look. If you knew how awesome you are, you'd be really big-headed. Fortunately, you're not that bright. Sorry, I forgot your birthday, but on the bright side, I also don't remember your age. Happy. This is one for Mr. G. Happy anniversary. We've been through a lot, and most of it was your fault. So lots of those kind of sentiments, I think, they will just make you chuckle. The challenge really is kind of going to be rationing yourself in terms of, because there'll be sentiments that, as I say, I've tried to multiply the generics so that you've got several birthdays, Christmases, etc. But of course, the snarky ones are longer, so I haven't got multiples of those. So you're going to have to choose the right sentiment for the right occasion. Shall I do a very, and it's a super quick demo, sweary would be good. I suppose I can do a sweary one. There used to be, obviously, you used to have to be very aware of what you could take to television. But of course, we're not constrained by that anymore. So I suppose I could go sweary. You're all a bad influence on me. So do you want me to just do a quick demo with this wonderful stencil? Just put this card together, very much like the pink and yellow one that I showed you earlier. I love this mat. It's by Crafts too, so it grips the paper. But I am just going to put a little bit of tape down. So this is one of the 6x6 sheets from Pink Frog. You can see how my stencil is going to fit neatly over the top of that. So I'm just going to put a teeny bit of tape on each corner just so that I can be reasonably gung-ho with my blending and not worry about it moving. Let's put some blue and yellow. So I did a pink and yellow one. Let's go blue and yellow. Yes, Dirty Gertie, they're fantastic with their yeah, I saw that, Lynn. I think what used to make me laugh about all the commentary on those the Dirty Gertie products was that people had obviously watched the whole thing and also had remembered the sentiments, but were still very indignant about it. And I'm like, crikey, you put a lot of time and effort into something that you're really offended by. Here's the Salty Ocean. And we'll see. We'll start with the blue. So you've got, what's nice about these stencils is because we've got the central aperture, it's something is a space where we can put our fingers. And I like to just push the ink out from that central point, partly because if I was working on a bigger piece of cardstock and I didn't want an unhelpful stencil line around the edge, I wanted it almost to fade out. Then if you can kind of go from the center, you can make sure your color is more intense around that central aperture and fades out towards the edges of your card. On this 6x6, it wouldn't matter too much because you can fill the whole page and it will all neatly fit. Sometimes it's quite nice to have that slightly softer fade out. So Salty Ocean here and whatever else was already on my brush. The mystery combo. And also I think there was something on my stencil as well. So who knows what we're going to get. So my last collection of January, I think I said this in the live last week, is very different again, very different style, softer, more vintage look to it. So again, as always with us, if one collection isn't quite the kind of thing that you that appeals to you or that you want to invest in, fairly sure we'll be coming along with something else shortly after that does. So I'm trying to leave it a bit soft around the edge. Let's see how well we've done there. That certainly doesn't look like Salty Ocean, so I don't know what I've picked up from the stencil. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a slightly softer fade out to the edges. And then the lining up is, she said, I don't speak too soon, is straightforward. You can see there. Just trying to give myself, I think the lining up's fairly straightforward until you're trying to show people. You always want to put your head right over it. When does the next collection come out, Selena? It comes out, it's the very end of January. So the 29th of January is in my head, if that's 2 weeks from today. It is, you're right. It does work nicely with just one layer, or if you just wanted to use the aperture, if you just wanted to use this, where is it? This stencil. I think Brian used it as, say, to draw around and cut out, but you could just use that on a card and have a burst effect without any of the rays as well, which is why I was thinking about the disco ball. I was just thinking that might work well if we separated the two elements. You can see the cogs are turning. Have I got a yellow? I do. So this is fossilized amber, and I'm hoping I've got this lined up relatively well. We'll find out. The thing, I'll cover my back here, but the nice thing about that comic book style is if it is slightly offset and you get a little bit of white showing, that looks quite authentic comic book as well. So again, you don't need to be perfect every time. And I'd say the same with the dots on the happy birthday word. I quite like that look of a slight misprint. You might not, and certainly if you're going to do the dots on the happy birthday sentiment, I would absolutely recommend trying to use a stamp platform for it, because I'm terrible at eyeballing it. At least the stamp platform gives you the opportunity to really kind of line that up and know it's going to go exactly where you plan. So now some of the samples we've seen are much deeper in colour, and it literally is just a case of having the patience to just build that colour up with your blending. And I'm trying to do it a bit quicker here. So it won't necessarily be quite as rich in colour as, say, like that blue and green one that Ali did. But it'll give you the idea. So, how cool does that look? So, can you see that's perfect, isn't it? So you can leave then your aperture as white, your burst as white if you want to, or you can go in and add a little bit more colour and dimension. So you could go in with yellow, and it could be that could be the, let's do that. I was going to say you could go in with grey or another colour as well, but let's go in with the yellow so that matches the rays coming out from the centre. See you later, Brian, lovely. So I won't put any more on my brush just yet, because I want this central area to be a bit paler. Now I'll just put a little bit more in on the outsides, so we've got a bit more of that glow coming in at the centre. And then, oh, I haven't cleaned the stencil. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with our half tone. I was going to say let's put the half tone in the centre in yellow. You probably would struggle to see it very well anyway, so let's do it in blue, because I've already got blue on the stencil. So, but again, I'm not re-inking this stencil And I'm leaving the centre empty. Can you see that? I'll lift it up. So the brushes work nicely there when you're layering your stencils, because they will work through the 2 layers of stencils on top of each other. If you were wanting, I don't think you would with this one, but if you were wanting to put the half dots on as paste, I would lift the aperture up, put your half dots straight onto your card, and then put the aperture back over the top, because you will want direct contact between the stencil and the cardstock if you're going to put paste through. But if it's ink, then the brushes will work across the 2 stencils without any problem. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. So yeah, this is a really cool way of kind of just adding that little bit of additional texture in the middle without overpowering it. And then super quick, finito. So I've obviously I've coloured with alcohol ink my birthday sentiments. So I'll have that popping across the centre. And then the difficult choice is choosing the relevant ninjas to add. Should we go? I think that one looks like she's pretty airborne. And I do like this one. I do like him doing his high kick. Now, all I'd need to do is add a little bit of colour to the headbands, just to kind of give them a little bit more interest. And then all I need to do is put in one of my sentiments. I think I'll go with the black. So we've got happy birthday. You're a superstar, or you rock. I'll put you're a superstar. I can't remember what I put last time. I think I put have the best day. So you're a superstar, peel straight off there. And then all I would do would be put the main sentiment on foam pads to give it a bit of extra dimension. And that's it. That is how quick and easy this collection is to work with. Obviously, I stuck nothing down. So this is foolhardy. There we go. But if you've got a stash of those characters already stamped and heat embossed and die cut, just have a couple of sessions of doing that, and you've got them all to one side, then honestly you're going to be able to put these kind of projects together so easily. And then the fun bit is, do you put it on an action wobbler, do you put it on some acetate, do you do something that makes it a bit more kinetic? But just even as a direct simple card like that, I just think having the half tone on the sentiment and on the base as well just really kind of pulls it all together. But the stars of the show are without doubt Simon's brilliant ninjas, because they just make every project really kind of fun and make them pop. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Nat. Yes, you'll have to make that one with the birthday cake. I like that idea. Right, I'm going to switch back to my face, so I'm just going to give you fair warning. Hello. Now, let me see if our wonderful Ali has chosen some 2 winners for us tonight. She has, of course she has. Oh, is it your birthday, Paul? Is it your birthday? Very, very happy birthday to you if it is. So you're the winner of one of the £15 credits to spend at Funky Fossil, which I'm sure you'll be gifting to your beloved Dawn. And Katrina Williams as well. You're also the second winner. So both of you will get £15 credit to spend in store. If you are able to, if you message me, I will PM you a code to use in store, or email me through the shop. Either way kind of works. I do try and track people down if you don't get in touch with me, but I can't always find you. So if you can message me first, that does make life easier. Right, so Or Dawn's already giddy. She's already, well, you don't need to buy this collection, Dawn, do you? Because you've done an amazing job, and I'm super grateful to you, my lovely friend, for being our guest designer with Ninja Squad, because you made some outstanding samples. So thank you for those. Thank you to the DT as always. Massive thank you to our wonderful Simon for creating yet another bunch of wonderful characters, and I hope you all really like it. Say I will see you on Friday, 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock on live shopping. And say there will be some great bargains available on the bundle and on the brand shop on Friday and over the weekend. But for those of you that don't do live shopping or would prefer to buy direct, it will all also be on my shop from Saturday morning. So keep your eyes out for that. The DT will share, of course, all their amazing samples and all the things we've just briefly touched on this evening. But your company, as always, has been wonderful. And although I was feeling a bit croaky and a bit under the weather before we went live, you have, as always, cheered me up. So thank you for that, and thank you for tuning in every Wednesday. And yeah, happy birthday, Paul. I'm so sorry, I must have missed an earlier message about it being your birthday, but I'm so glad you spent your birthday with us this evening. It will be the same price in both places, Lynn. I really do try not to wrong foot people, except for the live shopping. Because I'm doing 10% off the brand shop over the weekend, although the bundle will be the same price on both, you will for this weekend get the extra 10% on the live shopping. So please, I never like to play fast and loose with pricing. So the bundle and everything else will be the same price on both, but for this weekend only, you will get that extra 10% off on the live shopping brand shop, and I will put the website address on my next newsletter, so you know where to go and look for it when it goes live. Other than that, I think that's everything I need to tell you this Wednesday, isn't it? We talked about the free stamp. We've shown you the new collection, done a quick demo, said happy birthday to Paul. I think I better go and have some tea and think about what demos I can prepare for you for Friday. And thank you once again for your evening's company. I shall see you all very soon. Take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.